welcoming Sister Hodayah.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here, actually. I've known Sister Jean for so many, many years. Well, perhaps not so many, but many. And, you know, she is absolutely focused, really focused on the objective of improving our people. Okay, we know about the Marcus Garvey village, right? Okay. And she has, over the years, managed to keep this cultural market going. Now, I am privileged and feel so happy today to share with you something, an idea. In fact, it's the TBC coin. It's a cryptocurrency. We have here the international trainer and broadcaster who is going to share with us how we can actually get generational wealth. Okay? No nonsense talking, he's going to just speak frankly about it. It's absolutely kosher, 100% genuine. Alright? I don't want to take up so much time because we have got the expert here. Mr. Abundance, could you please come up and talk about the TBC? I know he's hungry.
I would like to thank all of you for being here, and I hope that what is being said, because I've been, following on the points that were made, and as I sat there listening, I've listened to my dear sister here. What came to my mind is what Zig Ziglar says: we are who we are where we are because of what have entered in our minds, what we have conditioned with. However, we can change who we are. We can also determine where we go from here by what you now allow in your mind. You see, it is a Bible principle. As a man thinketh, so he becomes. Nothing escapes a man. You will be fooling yourself to think that you can give me what you do not have. It is impossible. Neither can I give you what I do not have. And as my brother was speaking, what came to my mind was what Dr. Lee says, a former Harvard professor, that there are three characteristics that contain us as people. Because, we are our own problems and we are our own solutions. But we tend to look out of ourselves for solutions. I've often said, who came to the rescue of South Korea? Who came to the rescue of China? 25 years ago, China couldn't feed themselves. As a matter of fact, they even introduced that one-child policy because they were so poor. Who came to their rescue? Who came to the Jews' rescue? And so we think that everyone else must come to our rescue. But it is a lie. We are our problems and we are our solutions. And so as he spoke, what came to my mind is what Dr. Lee says, that there are three characteristics that she used the word contained us, and that is greed, selfishness, and ignorance. And so when you look at our issues, it points back to one of these characteristics. Now, we know that we have been, and I said Egypt for many years now. economically, socially, all the negative leads, we have been there. I am here to introduce to all of us, and by the way, I hope that Empress Hodayah will give you that sheet so you can leave your numbers with us, because we are on a mission to eradicate poverty and to create abundance. So those folks that you're speaking about that are now being marginalized because of not making that 60,000, if we here caught the vision of what I am presenting, not only will you be able to afford where you're living, you will be able to buy out Queen Elizabeth. And I want you to take my word very serious. If you understood what Bitcoin was intended to do, not what it's doing now, because as I mentioned before, what Buck Minister Fuller said, do not fight to change anything. Do not try to fight the existing reality, trying to change it, but create a new model. And that's what cryptocurrency did. Cryptocurrency powered by blockchain technology was designed to be a 100% decentralized currency outside of the elite, the financial system, and the government. That's what cryptocurrency, digital currency, was intended to do. But the elite, they studied us very well. They studied us very well. And so today we have quite a few millionaires as a result of cryptocurrency. But it is a store right now, because the millionaires realize that if they allow us to go out of that door, we will render not only the elites null and void or obsolete, even the governments as well. So TBC is now on a path to do what Bitcoin was intended to do. And that's why we're here, to expand the community of already 3.4 million of us in this community globally. So this is a global initiative. And I am happy to say that the majority of the people who are in this abundance community are our people. I want you to understand this very, very seriously, because the way how wealth is going to be created, and I said generational wealth, it will look like nothing that you have ever taught or know about. In the 80s and the 90s, our millionaires came from the brick and mortar store. In the 20th century, our billionaires came from Silicon Valley. The Google, the IBM, the Microsoft, the Facebook, they came out of Silicon. And of course, the oil sector, they created our billionaires. May I humbly submit to you that our trillionaires will come out of tech and cryptocurrency. Tech and cryptocurrency. You have an opportunity now, because you are now in front of the class. But it's up to you to stay in front of the class. You can remain at the back of the class if you want to. We have been there for over 500 years. So if you're comfortable at the back of the class, keep on doing what you're doing, because you will always get what you've got. You will always get what you got if you keep doing what you're doing. And so 10 years ago, if you and I had bought $15, I don't know how many pounds is that, 12, 15 US? 12, 11 pounds. If you and I had invested in Bitcoin 10 years ago, March to be exact, with $15, you will be able to cash out today over 27 million US dollars. Now, I want you to understand that very carefully. Now, you ask yourself the question, what could you have invested in 10 years ago to produce 27 million in 10 years? $15. Or even today. What was the system? There's none. So I want you to understand what they were calling and labeling fake, the media, because don't forget the elites control the media. And he who controls the media controls the mind of the people. Always remember that. That's why Robert Kiyosaki says, the stock market are for losers. Because if you want to see manipulation, it's there where it takes place. And so TBC gave birth in 2016. We are, as I mentioned before, a community of over 3.4 million people, very strong. This currency is pegged to membership and is also pegged to grains of gold. The legitimacy of the coin is very sound. We have already gone through the Security Exchange Commissioners of the United States because they actually pulled over TBC in 2017 to investigate what are you doing. And so the TBC Criminal Society have made its operation of a private society known to the President of the United States, to the Governor of California, where it's originated, to the IRS, to the Secretary that is responsible for the Treasury of the United States. That is why we're allowed to operate globally without hindrance. Make no one fool you. When TBC came out, a lot of people did not understand what it is. It is a virtual currency in the domain like Bitcoin. But we are not public, we are private. And because we are private, we are outside of manipulation from the government and the elites. So we are growing this organically. And because of the membership and because the coin is pegged to human being, that gives it the greatest value. One coin today worth over 10 million US dollars. One coin. And today, you can hold or own or be the custodian of at least one of those coins. Because of what the company has done a couple months ago, each person who are in attendance today, you will get a gift of 250 of the Kringles coin, which is the smaller increment to the TBC, because there are 3 different levels of that coin. It's just like you having a dollar. You have a 10 cents, 25 cents, and if you have 100 cents, it actually makes $1. So the TBC is when you have a whole coin. And so today we will offer you, as a gift, I said, 250 Kringles. The worth of one Kringle today is $10. And so you're basically getting 2,500 US dollars in crypto asset. Present and future money. Christine Lagarde of the IMF, the World Bank, they all classify crypto now as an asset. It's no longer fake. And she told all the governments and the central banks around the world, if you do not get involved in this space, this currency will render you obsolete. And so now they are working 24 hours to catch up. And so when you hear your sterling will become digital soon, don't be alarmed. The banks in the OECS country, they have already building their own blockchain and digitalizing our currency. All right, because they cannot avoid. But what you want is a coin that has stored value. Not like Bitcoin is good because it was the first coin, but it has no stored value. And so today you can have a value of 10,000 plus. Like earlier this year, it went down to even 2,000. So there's no stored value in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not stable. And TBC is a stable coin, stored value, pegged to membership, pegged to grades of gold. 3 months ago, this same TBC was 8 million. Today it's at 10 million. Now I don't know what you can invest here that could give you 2 million US in 2 months. And so what am I saying? Because I won't be too long, because I'm not here to convince any one of you. That's not my job. I'm not here to convince any one of you where cryptocurrency is going. It's just like technology. I don't need to convince you, because whether you believe it or not, your opinion doesn't matter. Technology will run over you and flatten you if you stand in its way. But if you're wise, and if you really want to be ahead of the curve, you will take some time to appreciate technology, because it will help you and it will help your children's children. If you don't, you're only hurting yourself. Cryptocurrency is the same. You may not understand what it is. Some of you may be hearing it for the first time. But if you ignore it, you will work for those who took time out to learn it. You and your children will be generational slaves to those who embrace cryptocurrency today. I told you what happened if you and I had invested $15 10 years ago. What a difference life would have been for those people that you're now talking about. 25 million US dollars is a lot of money. They could live anywhere in England. And so it's all about the mindset. Having given an opportunity is good. You being here is all well and good. You are at the right time at the right place. But if you fail to take decision, action, it means nothing to you. Absolutely nothing to you. And so, I'm just coming from Africa for the first time. I went there as the vice president of a US-based company in Texas, as their international personnel and global logistics, international operations. But when I looked at TBC and what it can do for ordinary men and women, and this is something that we should rally our people around. Because may I say to you, when the Chinese and the Asians really open their eyes, the Indians, when they open their eyes to what TBC is, it will be out of your reach to even purchase one. Today, it costs you £115 to own one TBC at a value of over $1 million. And it only happens because, you see, God has a way of doing things. He knows that a lot of you are still to come in. That's why the ark is not yet closed. Because when this ark is closed, it will do two things. It will create enormous wealth that you and I have never dreamt of. But it will also create a level of poverty that we have never seen. And that is why we are working feverishly for our people to come in. We have suffered long. We have suffered long. I'm not too sure of your condition here in England. It's my first time to England. But my first time to Africa as well. But what I am seeing there, I'm saying to you, I have not seen some of those conditions in my life. And we left civilization there to create first world economies. And that is why I always say that we, the sons and daughters of slaves, we are the Josephs in the Bible. We are the ones who will go back and rescue Africa. Because they can't do it. They can't do it. All right. So ensure that we capture all of your telephones. I think Boris, you have that thing. Make sure that because we want to create as it is. The TVC is a movement. It is sound. The legal footing is sound. It doesn't get any sounder than that. Okay? And so we are expanding now. And may I say to you, once this promotion is over that is now going on, that allow you to enter and own a TVC. Because we can give you the Kringles, and when those Kringles are fully matured, what we're now offering you today, when those Kringles 250 are fully matured, because we are pegged to grains of gold, they will worth over 700,000 US dollars. That gift that we're now giving you today, that worth 2,500, when fully matured, will actually worth nearly $1 million. So, but I am saying to each of us, let us not be just a player in the future economy. Be a major player. 1, 2, 3, 5 TBC. If you don't have that, when the big boys are about to come in with their money to buy TBC, because that is what's going to happen. So you now have an opportunity at £115, accepting our free gift first. And by the way, you don't have to buy any. You don't have to buy any TBC. It's up to you. It's based on your own vision for yourself. Okay? And so, this promotion might finish anytime. Once it's finished, what we're now offering you to own one TBC will cost 100,000 US. Once this promotion is over, because there's only a certain amount of billionaires positioned in the company, and we're now filling those out. So I want you to keep that in mind. All right? So, yes. So do what you can. Make sure we have your numbers. I think we will be here again on Tuesday. This time is limited for us, but we'll be here on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. So as you give your name, we will try and see if we can get you in before Tuesday. Today's what? Sunday? Yeah. We can get you in here. All of you are here. We can get you in before Tuesday. And please invite a friend. This is very important. That is how we're talking about marginalization. We're talking about we can't afford to live in certain area. We have no excuse now, because this is the future money. All right? Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. Mr. Abundance, 1 second, sorry. I just think it would be good for some people to get a chance to just ask you some immediate questions.
Okay, no problem.
I'll give you this mic so you can... Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, just thank you for bringing this to our attention. But you know, you always hear when they say there's no such thing as a free lunch.
Yes.
And for me, it would be good if I could have had some sort of information in front of my hands to say, oh,
yes.
Okay, this is how it goes. So I'm still trying to get to understand it. And even Shaka was just saying, oh, we have to read up about this because we don't know about it.
Yes.
So how do you check in and check out, or if you know, so like with all these currencies now, okay? How do you, if you want to, can you check out a certain time before, maybe if you've had it for a year or so, or?
All right. That's first questions that we always get. You know, how can I cash out? How can I create liquidity from it? Cryptocurrency has 4 phases. You have concept. Concept is when you decide, is this coin going to be market coin? Is it going to be pegged to dollar, pegged to gold? That's concept. Then you produce the coin. That's the second phase. The third phase is distribution. So we are now in distribution, and may I say mild economic activities, because there are now merchants that are actually taking the coins. There are merchants presently that are accepting the coins. So we are not at the 4th stage where Bitcoin is at now, which is a full-blown economic phase or exchange. So that's why you're asking for now, exchange.